Let's stand in a straight line this way. Amen. What I've learned, face the wall down this way, guys. What I've learned is that we find ourselves, we're fighting. I think we're fighting in the right direction. Born into some tough stuff, so we fight. Born into some challenging situations, so we fight. We've been fighting in the wrong direction. We haven't been fighting in the power of the Lord and the strength of His might. We've been fighting from our mouths. We've been fighting from our fists. We've been fighting from our opinions. We've been fighting and fighting and fighting. And He says, but you've been fighting in the wrong direction. You're a Christian. You're in the church. But you're fighting. But your fight is not against people. They lie. But that's not your fight. They stole from you. That's not your fight. Because we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. We don't wrestle against people. We find ourselves mad at people and fighting with people and knocking people out and setting people straight and getting it right. You're not going to treat me that way. I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to deal with that. You did me wrong this way. I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to deal with that. And He says you're fighting the wrong fight. People are not your fight. You pray to the Lord. You spend time before the Lord. You search the Lord. You are happy and joyful in the Lord. And then they show up at work. They flash across your mind as you're driving. What they did to you, how they messed up your credit, how they challenged your life, and all of a sudden, all that spiritual walking with the Lord is out the door, and you're taking your relationship with God and handing it to Him, her, and them.
Oh, Jesus.
Paul says we don't wrestle against people. He says every conversation that you're in is a holy conversation. So you're dealing with people, but people are not the problem. The problem is you're in a spiritual warfare from heaven, and the devil has a scheme that is aimed. He sent him, he sent her, he sent them, but they're not the fight. And when you take your mouth and set them straight, you're out of alignment with God. You correct them, they'll never talk to you that way again. But you can't witness about the goodness of the Lord either. You set them straight. You told them what you wanted to tell them, but it's the wrong fight. So you fight against your family because you were born into some tough stuff? I can't even break paper, amen. Others had expectations about your life, about what you should be doing, and so you fight because nobody's going to box you in, so you fight. People in your life who are complainers and complain and complain and complain, and it boxes you in, and so you fight. All your life you've been fighting. And Paul says this morning, finally, here you're at the point, I brought you to this point. Stand strong in the Lord. Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of His might. People have agendas for your life. Fight. Work schemes. Come on, Frank, hold us up. We're going to get this all right. And so you fight. What happens? You have fought through family, through complainers, through life, and you realize what you're carrying, your weaponry to fight, you can't deal with the real fight. You can't even pick up what the real fight is. Fighting in the wrong direction. You can't even tackle what's really the problem.
That's right.
As you fight. As you set them straight. Paul says, be strong in the Lord, the strength of His might. Today is finally that day. We lay down all of our burdens. We lay down all of the anxiety. We lay down all the fight. Say, Lord, I want to be strong in you. I want to be strong in your